Hello, I'm Jared with Ignite Studio, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get started with our new Pyrography kit for ages 16 and up. When you first open your kit, you're going to find the Pyrography Pen Kit, some stencils, a stand for your pen, which I will show you later, some wooden blocks, this Learn to Burn book, a safety guide. It's very important to familiarize yourself with these tips because the pen can get up to 1,000 degrees and it's very easy to burn yourself. And then the instruction manual for the pen kit. Now I'm going to show you how to use this tool. So inside your pen kit, you have the pen, and using the stand, you can just lift that up and it rests between those two notches on the stand, so it keeps it off the table while it is hot. Inside here, you'll find various pen nibs, a soldering tip, 9 stamps, and then a tool for adding an X-Acto blade. So if you would like to start creating a design on your wooden block using a pencil, you can definitely create your sketch there. But if you have a LaserJet printer, you can also take a printout and transfer the image onto your wood as a guide. And I'm going to be showing you how to do that. First, we're going to be using this tool, so you can just, while this is off and cooled down, just screw that into the tool. You want it to be snug, not extremely tight, but you don't want it to be getting loose while you're working. So for transferring an image, you'll notice that this has 3 different settings. We have off, 15 watts, and then 30 watts. So for transferring the image, we want 15 watts, so we don't actually burn the wood. So we'll set that in the rest and let it sit for about 5 or so minutes to heat up. While we wait for that to heat up, I'm going to transfer my image onto the wooden block. So you'll want to make sure your image is face down against the wood. It's important to note if you're going to be using any text, be sure to mirror mirror the image before printing it, otherwise your text will be backwards after it transfers. So just add the tape on both sides so it's fairly secure, and we'll continue waiting for that to heat up. Now that our tool has had time to heat up, it's important to make sure not to touch any of this metal area because it is very hot and can easily burn you. So as we take the tool, you'll just want to slowly rub in circular motions, trying not to stay in one spot for too long. Just make sure to go over all of your lines you're wanting to transfer over. It's important not to apply pressure. You want the heat to do all the work. Applying pressure actually won't speed up the process. It just risks damaging the pen because these nibs get soft when they're hot. All right, so now I'm going to check it again. That looks a bit better. I think it's enough that I can work with it. So now I can just get rid of this and work on the wood. So now that our image is transferred onto the wood, I would like to change my nib for the burning portion of this. So turn off the pen and let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes till it completely cools down. Make sure not to try to change the nib while it's still hot, as you could damage the threads on the nib or the pen itself and would break the pen. So now we're just going to wait for that to cool down. All right, so now that I've given the tool plenty of time to cool down, we're going to take out the nib, just unscrew it. And I am wanting to use this, the nib they call the universal nib. It gives you a decent amount of flat space, but also sharp edges for making lines. If you'd like to know a little bit more about each of the nibs, you can refer to pages 5 and 6 of this manual, and it goes into detail about each one. So once again, for burning, we're going to put it on 30 watts this time and sit it there and let it heat up for another 5 minutes. Now that my tool has gotten hot, I want to make sure, again, be careful not to touch any of this metal section. But we are going to start burning the wood. So you can just slowly, very gently, let the tool just rest along the wood. Remember not to apply any pressure. Let the tool do all the work for you. If you ever want to burn darker, you can just move or draw a bit slower. So now that we're done burning, I'm going to turn off the tool so it can start cooling down. Here is our final product. So before packing this away, it's important to make sure to let the tool completely cool down before packing it into this plastic container, because we don't want this to burn. That's about all there is for you to know before you get started using the Pyrography kit. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you in here soon. Thanks.